Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Gumball here. Coming out with you with upload 1 out of 5 this week. And I figured I'd cover a deck that I've been avoiding for the actual months. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail and from what is obviously on my screen, it's Decidueye. I don't like this deck. I never liked this deck, but I can't deny that it's good. The deck has been good for a very long time. Pretty much the entire format post-rotation, Decidueye has been good. Now, this list is the list that Danny used to win. I think it was a Hedgie? Was it a Hedgie? Yeah, it was a Hedgie. Season 3, number 14. Where, unfortunately, one of my friends lost him in the finals, but yeah, no. Decidueye is a deck that kind of just auto-wins everything, and anything that it doesn't auto-win, it just loses to. Fortunately, it auto-wins a lot of decks. You lose to, like, Senti because you don't play Weak Guard, which is kind of whack, but whatever. We're not worried about Senti. We're not going to hit Senti, ever. We dodged them all. Don't worry about it. So, the list has changed quite a bit since the beginning of its lifespan. The first thing is that you only play 3 Deci now. You still played, like, the 2-0-1 Goon line. Goon is just kind of there. Deci does most of the work in this game, or in this deck. But there are things that can, you know, beat Deci. Most of those being good one-prizers that are basics. Like Baby Blacephalon is a really good example of that. And the big Goon is just gonna be like, alright, you can get around Deci? Cool. You can't get around me now. It's like, well, shit, I guess we're scooping GG. Goon is really good. The biggest flaw behind Goon, though, is that Obstruct, you need 2 energy in order to even, like, wall with the Goon. And that's a huge flaw when half the format is hammers. Like, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, there's a reason that the deck is still mainly Decidueye focused instead of Obstagoon, but it's still very good. 2 Jirachi. You don't play 4 anymore, mostly because you have the Lax now. Fuck Jirachi, you already know what that card does. It's been in the format. It's been a staple in the format for almost 2 years. Snorlax, though. While it's active, you can just draw until you have 7 cards in your hand, and it ends your turn. It's Beach. Its ability is Tropical Beach. Unfortunately, it's not as good as Beach, because Beach is a stadium, and even though Snorlax is a Pokemon that you can search out and all that shit, it has to be active, which is another big drawback. But also, Beach isn't in Standard, so it doesn't matter. The ability is just, like, good. Now, being a Pokemon, yielding a prize is a big drawback for it, but whenever the whole point of the deck is to set up, like, a singular wall that's gonna win you the game, you can give up as many prizes as you need to. And that's where all these support Pokemon come in. The Mew, this is gonna stop Cramorant from fucking your shit up. Mainly Cramorant. Also, like, the Dragon Nag, because Lightning Mew 3 is still kind of a thing. Also, Welder Mew 3, too. Mew 3. Nag. Nag and Cram. Those are the big reasons you're playing Bench Barrier. It's also good in the mirror. Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't actually played the mirror. I assume it's good in the mirror, because their Decis can't poke your Decis. So, pure speculation that it's good in the mirror. Mind Report, Mewtwo. This is going to let you get back a Rosa. You're going to, like, Lax every turn. You can Stellar Wish into whatever supporter. And then this deck plays Scoop Up Nest, so you can just scoop it back up. Mimikyu, this is going to stop Mew 3 from just going Shred with their Greninja. Or whatever the actual attack is called. I don't care. I don't really care what the attack is called. It's going to stop Mew 3. And then Fion. Against Luca Metal, this is going to give you, like, infinite deck. If they bench more than 1 Pokemon, they just lose. So, yeah. Another thing is that this deck only plays 1 boss, so Fion is just, like, your main Gust. Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. I guess another thing I should point out about the Pokemon line is that we are specifically running the Birdkeeper Rowlet, because this deck is playing 3 Birdkeeper. This is going to let you attack for free. It's just a 60 snipe on something. Not that you're going to be using it that often, but you can, and that's kind of good. I assume that this is another thing that is also very good in the mirror. And another reason that Mew is good in the mirror, because if they don't bench Mew, you get fucked up by Birdkeeper Rowlet, and if they do bench Mew, then their Rowlet can't fuck up your bench. So it's kind of like, you kind of need both for the mirror. Or you don't need both for the mirror, but both are really good in the mirror. I assume that's what the mirror is going to come down to. Anyway, the supporter line. 4 research. Like I said, we're running 3 Birdkeeper, because Birdkeeper's huge. The 1 boss, like I already mentioned as well. Luckily with the Mewtwo, you can reuse the boss multiple times. It's kind of like Greninja Break, where it's a deck that doesn't really need boss. It just doesn't need Gust. But that doesn't mean Gust is bad. Gust is always good in this game. Another thing we didn't go over was the 1 copy of Marnie. This is going to let you just disrupt your opponent's hand, as well as drawing cards. It also lets you... I think the biggest reason it's here is that you get to preserve cards in your hand instead of discarding them like research. Also, 3 Rosa. This is by far the most consistent way to set up stage 2s in this format. Because more often than not, what you're going to be doing is sitting with a Lax, a Rowlet, or a Jirachi active, and it's going to die. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to Rosa into Rare Candy Desi Energy. That's usually what you're going to be using Rosa for. Other than the supporters, we got our main consistent item line: 4 Calm, 4 Quick, 4 Candy, and 4 Net. And that's going to let you reuse stuff like Jirachi. It's going to let you scoop stuff up into Snorlax. It's going to mitigate what damage that Mawile can do against ADPZ. And I guess in some weird situations, you can use it to heal your Desis while discarding energy. I don't fucking know, dude. It's also going to let you reuse the Baby Goon's ability, which is good for math. We're also running 2 Rod, because our energy line is very thin, and our Pokemon line is very frail. We don't run the only Pokemon we run 4 of is Rowlet, and we're not even playing 4 of the same Rowlet. So yeah, Rod is going to let you get back. I think the most important things that it's going to be getting back are the Big Goon, the Mimikyu, and probably Bench Barrier. And also your energies. Getting back energies is probably the most important job that Rod has. We're also running 2 separate stadiums. Turffield is just going to let you search for the Desi. It's one consistent way to sub the Desi without yielding prizes. And then the other one is Viridian. Viridian's good for a couple reasons. First of all, again, you're not, like Turffield, you're not relying on Rosa to get one of the targets, which is good. Especially in a game where your opponent can't take prizes, but you're also in a race where you do need to take prizes before they set something up. So, like, let's see. If we're going to Rod back an energy after a Hammer, right? We only play 2 of each basic energy. So, being able to Viridian for them is huge. Another big thing that Viridian is really good for in this deck is that against ADPZ specifically, just like Scoop Up Net, against Mawile, you can mitigate whatever damage Mawile does by just discarding any Pokemon in your hand, which is huge. And then onto the energy lineup. Like I said, we're running 2 of each basic energy, 2 Grass, 2 Dark. Also 2 Capture Energy. Capture Energy is probably the best thing you can attach turn 1. Probably an optimal turn 1 in a lot of matchups is just going to be like Bench Goon turn 1, Capture Energy out of Rowlet. Or the other way around, it doesn't really matter. Specifically in matchups where you're attacking with Goon, you usually want to be Capture Energy turn 1. Either for a Rowlet or another Goon. And then Aromatic Grass Energy. I believe this is for... I know this is for Poison turn, but I don't know... I don't think it's for any other matchup. So I'm not entirely sure why they run 3. It might be there for another reason that I just can't think of off the top of my head. Like, mainly Poison turn, but like, I guessed Tandem Shock, but aren't you already walling? Well, I guess if you're going to be walling with the Goon, then... Well, no. If you're walling with the Goon, Aromatic Energy doesn't work on the Goon. Yeah, I don't know why it's here. I guess it stops Tandem Shock loops, because effects do go through Decidueye. So it can stop them from, like, Air Balloon just constantly retreating between, like, a Mew3 and a Choo-Choo, or, like, a 2 Choo-Choo. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know why it plays 3. But yeah, let's go play this deck on the ladder. I haven't played this game in, like, a week and a half. So if I misplay, it didn't happen. It's for a play that you didn't notice. Hannikun. I wonder what this person's playing. Based on the grass and psychic deck box, I hope it's not a Decidueye. Based on the Rowlet coin, it's looking like it might be a Decidueye. I've never played the deck before. I don't even know what the mirror plays like. I don't even know if this deck goes first or second. I've watched one of the original well-known Deci players play this deck for a long time, and I still don't even know if this deck goes first or second. It is looking like it's a straight Deci mirror, if it's the deck I'm thinking of. So, this might be Boombox. Okay, the problem with getting Rowlet here is that I leave myself with a completely dead hand. So I think we just have to do this. I don't know how I feel about benching the Goon here, but I don't want to, but I will, just because I do want to Gormandize. Alright, the third card we drew is Research, so I actually did do it. Well, no, I guess I didn't need to bench the Goon because I would have top decked Research next turn anyway. Cherish Ball. Oh, it's Rillaboom. Okay. Good. I was actually concerned for a minute. Actually, I still might have to be concerned. How hard does Rillaboom swing for? I don't remember if it is 170 HP and swings for 120? Did he just prize all of his Rillaboom? No way. There's no fucking way that happened. We'll take the win where we can get it. Now I'm actually concerned about Rillaboom. What the fuck does that card do? Swings for 140. Decidueye has 140 HP. Okay, never mind. That matchup's terrible. I take back whatever I said. Rillaboom one-shots Decis. We have to two-shot them, and we need to manually attach 2 energy to do that? Yeah, that sounds like a terrible matchup. Fuck that. I'll say all of my experience from Decidueye stems from playing Eggrow and Expanded. Because when you have Item Lock Plume out, you can turn one like Decidueye and wall like everything in the format and go lab. Yeah, that sounds what we call cancerous. Pretty much everything that you don't block with the Burning Shadows Vileplume, you can just block with Decidueye, which makes, you know, you probably watched my video. If you didn't, fuck you. You should go watch that video. So, we're playing against somebody with actual attendee stuff. Maybe they're actually good and not just a traitor. I think this deck goes second. Just based on the Bird Keeper, I think this deck goes second. I honestly don't know. We're not going to bench the Rally yet. We don't know what matchup this is. It's ADP? Alright. So this is a matchup where Goon would be perfect. Okay, it is in deck. Goon being in deck is huge. So we're going to go attach Dark Energy here. I do want to bench one Rowlet, just because it can wall out pretty much everything except AG Slash. That's dangerous. I'm immediately getting stamped. I don't know why the fuck they're playing Stamp in ADP. But I got stamped back into I got stamped into, like, the exact same hand. I think the only difference is that I got a second candy instead of a goon. Sweet, okay. Yeah, this is a deck that your opponent just scoops to and they know they can't win. If they weren't playing the AG, they just lose. And unfortunately for us, if they do play Desi, we also... Or if we play AG... Or if they play AG, we just lose. That is very dangerous. Like, that one card completely swings this matchup. It goes from an auto win to an auto loss, pretty much. If it's prized or not. Or if they even play it. Ooh, we're playing against a rich boy. Gem gameplays and the Zoro suit. Again, I could be completely misplaying by going second, but I think that that is correct. Think is a strong word. Likely Inteleon. So, Goon. Not Goon. Not Goon. That is what I meant to say. Not Goon. We go Desi. And we have a bunch of ways to set up Desi. So, we calm away the Dartrix, we can quick away the Goon. Because it's not going to be relevant in this matchup at all. We can bench 3 Rowlets this turn. Although, depending if it's Inteleon or not, we probably just put down Mew. Alright, they're just gonna retreat to Crobat. Interesting starting hand we got here. Okay, just because they didn't bench Inteleon this turn, I'm not gonna go after the Mew. That being said, I'm also not gonna quick ball away the Obstagoon yet. I think we're fine to just go double Rowlet. I'm gonna get the 60 HP one this time, and... Actually, I think I will get the Mew, just so I can get an extra card. We prize anything important? A Rosa, a Birdkeeper, the Turfield. A Candy is a pretty bad prize to have, but whatever. Rosa's pretty big, Viridian's good, Calm is good. I can get the Dartrix back out if I need to. So they're gonna Incense. Oh, shit. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. What did they grab? Did they grab the Moth? They did not do anything. Oh, they're playing Darmanitan. Oh, well, Bench Barrier works anyway. They're playing Darmanitan? What the fuck? Oh, they're playing that janky Waterless. Ew. With, like, the 2-1 Darmanitan, the 3-2 Inteleon, and, like, the 2-1 Arrokuda, or the 1-1 Arrokuda. I don't fucking remember. That list was so jank. Yeah, I think benching the Mew is correct here. I don't remember if this deck plays Goon or not, but I don't think it matters. Putting any damage into play for our guys is not good. I'm gonna get Marnied out of my hand, but it's fine because I still have Lax active and they're not killing it. Oh, even if they did, they just Marnied me into Rosa. Cool. Easy. You know, I'm just gonna calm into Dartrix here. Then I'll capture energy the Rowlet for... is there anything else I even want to get here? I guess I can get Fione. I'll get... I don't even want to get Jirachi, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to fail it and then Gorman dies. I don't think we need anything else on our board. If anything, it's a detriment. So he's gonna attach to the Inteleon, quick away a water. I don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna get Marnied again. But my hand is pretty shit anyway. So I'm actually cool with that. Ooh! Ooh, that hand is nutty! Holy shit! Okay, we take those. Interesting decision. Let's just Gormandize. This hand is pretty good. Just gonna keep Hydro Sniping, which isn't gonna get him anywhere. Do I even want a Bird Keeper yet? I don't think I do. Eh. Let's just pass. The sand is really good. Like, I don't want a Bird Keeper knowing he can just remove whatever energy I have on board. Plus, if I just wait the turn to let him kill the Lax, I can just Rosa into a Grass Energy and hold my boss. And my Rod, for that matter. I will get Fione. I will get the Grass Energy. And I will get Viridian. Yeah. I think these are three pretty good cards to have. And let's start sniping things. So we can just start sniping the Arrokuda. And if he doesn't evolve it, then it just gets KO'd. And if he does evolve, we can just boss. I don't remember how much HP it has, to be completely honest. I think it only has 100. How much HP does Barrascuda have? Oh, it has 120. Okay, yeah, so swinging into it, no matter how you look at it, is correct here. And if he can't remove my energy, then you're just gonna have to eat shit. He is going to evolve it. Oh, but it's not going to do any damage anyway. Yeah, he's only going to be swinging for 60. And I don't... This deck doesn't play hammers if I don't remember. Does it? I don't think it does. Yeah, if I recall right, this deck does not play hammer. All of the janky shit basically takes away all the space you have to play hammer in this deck. So... you could swing for 60 and do nothing else. Sounds like a good deal to me. We're just going to Viridian for the other Grass Energy. We're going to go ahead and put it into play. And then I'm going to Boss. And then Splitting Arrow, these two. So he can Marnie me. Or do nothing else. I do know this deck plays Rod. I don't remember if it plays 1 or 2, but it definitely does play Rod. Does this card paralyze? Yes, it does. Well, luckily for me, I have 2 Bird Keepers in hand. Cool, dude. You already don't do any damage to my board. That isn't going to fix anything. Yeah, they're gonna lose by deck out. Okay. They're just gonna bucket for another energy. They just lose at this point. Their only win con is to paralyze me until I deck out, but I have like 3 times as many cards as in my deck as they do theirs. Plus, I have ways to shuffle stuff back. I have the Mewtwo, and I have Barney, and I have a large hand, so essentially I have 4 times as many cards in play as they do. So I'm going to start splitting arrow things. Actually, if I want to be funny, I can do, I think I can go 5 Zigpings on that Frostmoth. If I really wanted to dig for it, I wasn't going to. Yeah. Not a very good deck. I know I did get second in one tournament, but yeah. That tournament didn't have very many good decks playing in it. 3 easy wins with Decigoons. I'll be uploading another one tomorrow. I'll be uploading pretty much every day this week. I know I missed Monday, but, I mean, what are you gonna do? We're gonna make up for that by just uploading on Saturday. We're still gonna get 5 uploads in a row, so have fun with that. Go check me out on Twitch. We just finished a 24-hour stream this past Saturday to celebrate 500 followers. That is a lot of followers. All of my good content on... Why do I just stutter? I only stutter on YouTube. That's a lie. I stutter on Twitch all the time. That's where all the good content is. Trust me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Decigoons. It's a good deck. People scoop to it. Bye!